Today we're going to take a look at Lil Peep. He was a rapper that just died at the age of 21. At this moment, it's unknown. It looks like a drug overdose, which isn't shocking if you listen to a lot of his lyrics. He is known as a SoundCloud rapper. This was a concept I recently discussed with Mark Devlin on his Good Vibrations podcast, as well as the vice versa role reversal where Mark Devlin was on my podcast, the Conspiracy Theories and Unpopular Culture podcast. We talked about hip-hop and the Illuminati agenda within it. And when I was on his show, Good Vibrations, I talked a little bit about Lil Peep because he was on my radar, in fact, because he was an up-and-coming rapper known for his emo style. He talked about suicide often. He also was alleged to be bisexual. But what's curious here, and we talked about that on Mark Devlin's Good Vibrations. We talked about the sexual identities of the new school rappers. But I was actually working on an article about Lil Peep to show how a lot of his stuff fits into my hip-hop conspiracy book, Sacrifice Magic Behind the Mic. And I was watching his videos, and I was just kind of waiting for more videos to come out, more symbolism, so we could take a, more in-depth look at him. But then he died, so I have to release what I've got so far. I looked at some of his videos, and here are the symbols that I found. In his Awful Things video, you can clearly see 666 in the background. You can also see in the same video inverted crosses all over the walls and pentagrams. This is a satanic idea, both the pentagram and the inverted cross. They like to invert and pervert all things. And the pentagrams, that could be a Wiccan symbol, but it's also used in Satanism as the pentagram or the morning star Venus. If we look in that same video, we also see he is holding a lighter that says ash is our purest form, and that is an attitude of nihilism. And if you know anything about the Illuminati or the occult agenda, this philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche's nihilism is one that plays out often. I talked about that in my recent book, The Dark Path. You'll also notice on his finger the tattoo of the all-seeing eye inside of the pyramid. Another one of his videos called Ben's Truck, we see inverted cross earrings as well. And finally, in his video called Gym Class, you see him wearing the Baphomet. That is the symbol revered by so many occultists that the Satanic Church made a whole statue that they were trying to get in front of the government buildings. It was more of a statement that they shouldn't have the Ten Commandments out in front because that's government supporting a church and there's no separation of church and state. But the history of the Baphomet goes way back to the Knights Templar and this idea that they were using ritual magic and sex magic, homosexual acts at that, which was very, quite controversial back then, talking hundreds of years ago. But there's a much deeper analysis to be had with the Baphomet. You can read my book, The Dark Path, for more on that. But regardless of what your thoughts on Lil Peep were, I think it's sad that we could, lose somebody before they could see the light. I think he was a, maybe a depressed individual. I obviously don't know the guy, but listening to his lyrics, they were full of pain and anguish. So it's, kind of sad that the guy couldn't find some happiness in his life. But, maybe he did. Maybe it was all an act. That's very possible. A lot of these rappers are actors anyways. But anyways, that's what I found about Lil Peep. Like I said, I was planning on building a much larger article on him because he was one of the up-and-coming names in hip-hop, but sadly passed away just today. I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There is a lot more stuff just like this that I go into with hip-hop and the conspiracy theories of entertainment. You can also go to IlluminatiWatcher.com and sign up for a free email newsletter where you will catch the latest articles as I release them. I've also got a podcast, the Conspiracy Theories and Unpopular Culture podcast. Just read the description in the link below.